Just a friendly disclaimer before the video starts. You might hear some gusts of wind and drops of rain creeping into the audio recording, and that's because I'm getting my audio takes in during Hurricane Dorian right now, so apologies in advance if the audio sounds like it's getting crackled from time to time. With that being said, let's get started. Okay, welcome back everybody. This is 64 Beastie Man, and today I want to talk about somebody who has flown a bit into my radar. That's someone being a user by the name of MyOpinions333. If you are subscribed to him, you'll know that he usually posts videos about whatever piques his interest at the time, or about anything that he's passionate about. And one of the things that this guy is passionate about is anime. Back in 2012, he made a video talking about 10 reasons why he doesn't like Naruto. And needless to say, that video is rife with problems. From nitpicks about Naruto's outfit, to not understanding the point of Naruto's speeches, or why Naruto wants to help Sasuke out, to even outright attacking fans of Naruto at times. It's safe to say that his video hasn't been doing all too well in terms of likes to dislikes in the 7 years that it's been up. Flash forward to about a week to the day, a commentator by the name of Kingdom Hearts Brony, or KH Brony to be more specific, a then upcoming channel in the commentary community, covered that video. However, it seemed to be his last video at the time, as now, whenever I look at his channel, I can't seem to find the video anywhere, leading to the possible conclusion that he either deleted his YouTube account or made all his videos private. Kingdom Hearts Brony does deserve some credit, since he is the one that brought MyOpinions 333 to mind for me. That being said though, I should probably get to the point of this video before I get too far ahead of myself. In 2018, around the time Dragon Ball Super was on air in America, Opinions made a video wondering why people were still doing power level scalings for the Dragon Ball cast. And while that video was much tamer than his Naruto video 6 years prior, I do want to throw in my own 2 cents and respond to it. So, let's get our Kintons ready and dive right into the video.
There's something that's really been bugging my mind. And I know that I'm really late on mentioning this.
Hasn't stopped anybody from making a video on YouTube before.
Why are y'all still doing power levels? I don't get it. Why is people still doing power levels? Like, listen, I'm not trying to tell you guys how to make y'all videos. I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm not trying to call anybody out or piss somebody off. I mean, if you don't get where I'm coming from, or you get offended or get ass hurt, then you know what? That's just too damn bad. I'm not on here to piss anybody off though. But why is people still doing power levels now?
Well, it's because it's fun for some people to theorize where some of the Dragon Ball Z characters like Piccolo, Krillin, Gohan, Vegeta, and the ever-growing power magnet himself, Goku, stand today in terms of how powerful they are in the Super Series. Take Totally Not Mark, for example, who made his very own power level series 2 years ago. In each one of those videos, Mark based the power levels off the characters off of official power levels stated in the manga/anime, power levels in the Daizenshu's, Zenkai boosting, time spent training, Saiyan multipliers for Super Saiyan form, and a whole list of other things. While they were theoretical at the time and probably don't reflect how strong the characters are today, it was pretty interesting to know where these characters were stacking up in terms of power during the start of the Universe Survival Tournament.
Power level stuff died around the Frieza saga. Okay? That shit died the minute the Frieza saga ended. That was it. That power level stuff should have just ended right there. But people till this day are still doing power levels. Now, what is the purpose of even doing power levels? Because I know when the Cell saga was out, fans were still doing power levels.
For the Cell saga, Cell was created through the DNA of the strongest fighters at the time, like Goku, Piccolo, Gohan, Vegeta, Krillin, and Frieza, so it would have been logical to assume that he had a power output of their power levels combined as well, as seen when he fought Piccolo for the first time while the Z fighters were still dealing with the threat of the androids.
And then when the Majin Buu saga came out, they were still doing power levels and stuff like this.
Okay, you kinda have a point with this one. When it came down to the Buu saga, there was more of a stretch in terms of power scaling for Majin Buu, and all anybody had at the time was that he was stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta and Gohan, even matching up to Goku's Super Saiyan 3. But with the addition of Super Saiyan multipliers, people could use Goku's Super Saiyan 3 power output to help determine where Majin Buu stood in terms of power in his Kid Buu state.
And now we in Dragon Ball Super now, where has the ability. Goku's a god, Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instant, and people are still doing power levels like Goku and Vegeta and Gohan and Piccolo and all them. They reach a level at a point that they don't even really need freaking power level scanning anymore. All that power level scanning and scouters, that shit ain't necessary no more.
While I will agree that it isn't necessary to use power scaling in Super, going back to my earlier point, it is still fun to theorize how strong these fighters are. Whether or not these theorized power scalings are correct is an entirely different matter, since all we'd have to rely on is speculation, until we get an official source of power from either Akira Toriyama or Shueisha.
If I was Toriyama, I would capitalize on this. And the reason why I think he should capitalize on this is because fans out there still wants to do this power level stuff. I think what he should do is bring back the Saiyans, but bring back the Saiyans or whatever.
That's going to be hard to accomplish considering, their home planet of Vegeta was destroyed long ago by Frieza.
I think Toriyama should definitely capitalize on this and do the scouter where because you guys remember when Raditz and Vegeta and Nappa had the scouter, they were scanning power level this and power level that. If Toriyama was smart, he should go back and do that, but not now in Dragon Ball Super because it would be stupid and retarded if they did. Because anybody use a freaking scouter now, that shit's gonna blow up in their motherfucking face.
Okay, I could see what Opinions is saying about Scouters, and I want to elaborate on his point because I do agree with it. For anybody wondering about this, early on in Dragon Ball Z, Scouters were used to determine a fighter's power level, but there was a certain power level cap they could reach before they blew up. There are two prominent examples of this. The first example is Goku vs Vegeta. During the fight, Goku was utilizing the Kaioken attack, going up from a multiplier of 1 to 4 in gradual uses. This brought his power level up to where he could match and outpower Vegeta's strongest powered beam, the Gallic Gun. During his power buildup, the scouter Bulma had was reading a big power increase until, at a certain point, it was overloaded by the power reading and exploded. Same thing goes for the other example, Vegeta vs base form Frieza. While Vegeta and Frieza were powering up, they were on equal footing with one another and Frieza's scouter was reading this. True, this was an updated scouter, but it doesn't change the fact that at a certain point, much like with Bulma's scouter, Frieza's overloaded and exploded. Now, if we were to use scouters today, the power output of the Z fighters would be off the scales, causing the scouters to read a small fraction of their power before exploding.
But I just think people just need to stop doing this power level stuff now in Dragon Ball Super because it's ridiculous. I mean, you guys should have stopped this way back in the Frieza saga though, but people just still continue on doing this power level stuff. Like I don't get no heads and tails out of this power level stuff. I mean, Goku's on a level that you can't even fucking measure that shit, man. It ain't even necessary to even do a power level scan on this guy.
True, it would be really hard to determine Goku's exact power considering he has Super Saiyan God Ki inside of him, but people can still estimate his strength by using what information is supplied in the Toriyama interviews about Super Saiyan God and how his power stacks up to Beerus. Hell, if you want to go one step further with this, when Goku uses Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan in combination with Kaioken times 10, people can use the information for Kaioken power increases to help them gauge how strong Goku could be. The only possible power scaling I'll grant you would be impossible to determine is how strong Ultra Instinct Goku is. But outside of that, people can still estimate how powerful Goku is in his base form, in his Super Saiyan form, and even in his Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan form.
To me, I can tell how strong these guys are. You can just look at their abilities and what they're capable of doing. But people need to know their power levels and shit. Like, knock this power level stuff off, people. Like, it's not even necessary no more. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about this power level stuff. I just think it's ridiculous that people are still doing it till this day. You know, Dragon Ball Z, Power Level, and Scouters, that shit is dead. Leave it alone. Let it rest. Stop doing this in Dragon Ball Super, people. It's not even necessary. But anyway, I'm out.
And with that video done and over with, here's my final thoughts on the matter. My opinions 333, I can see where you're coming from with this video. The way Super has been going, these guys are gaining all sorts of crazy power boosts to the point where it's getting harder and harder to determine how much power they're putting out. And sure, in some cases, people do overstretch and create all sorts of personal headcanons about how strong the Z fighters have become. But it is still fun for Dragon Ball fans to discuss how strong fighters have become because almost everyone in the fandom has not the key necessary to sense how strong these fighters are. I can tell that you're pretty passionate about Dragon Ball yourself, and this video does have some good points. However, I do think there is a better way to tackle the issue of power levels. Instead of saying that power scaling is outdated because it came to an end in the Frieza saga, I would suggest that fans who do want a power scale for fighters using God Ki to at least provide a surefire official multiplier for Super Saiyan God transformations before we can determine how strong fighters like Beerus, Champa, and even Goku and Vegeta are. That being said, though, this actually was a pretty good video that I recommend people go and watch. Link to the video will be down below. And until the next video, this has been 64 Beastie Man, beasting out.